Okay friends, welcome back to ReadnSpeak English channel. இன்னைக்கு நாம பார்க்க போற டாபிக் read and speak the 10 commandments of speaking. இதுதான் நாம இன்னைக்கு பார்க்க போறோம். ஸோ வீடியோவை ஸ்கிப் பண்ணாமல் ஃபுல்லாக பாருங்கள். இந்த சேனலை சப்ஸ்கிரைப் பண்ணி வச்சுங்க. பெல் ஐக்கானை கிளிக் பண்ணிவிட்டு ஆல்ன்ற ஆப்ஷனை சூஸ் பண்ணி வச்சுங்க. அதாவது நோட்டிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் உங்களே வந்து சேரும். ஸோ ப்ளீஸ் யூஸ் ஹெட்ஃபோன்ஸ் ஃபார் பெட்டர் ஆடியோ குவாலிட்டி. ஸோ வீடியோக்குள்ளே போகிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு ஸ்மால் மோட்டிவேஷனல் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட். Ignorance stabs our performance. அறியாமை அறிவினை அழிக்கும். Okay, so today we are going to talk about the 10 commandments of speaking. Okay, so let us start with the first commandment. Number 1, read in English often. Okay, so you have to start reading. It can be a news item or stories or poems or proverbs or quotes or even study material, whatever it is. Whenever you get some 2 or 3 sentences, whenever you get some time, very short time, of course you don't have to make some appointments or anything like that. Start reading anything and everything. It can be books or, as I told you, it can be news items or stories or poems. When you're walking on the road, you can see some notice boards. You can see some information boards. Read them, no problems. So when you are reading, all you have to concentrate is what is the sentence pattern you are using, what is the sentence formation, how sentences are formed, what are the words that have been used to describe a particular situation. Okay, so these are the things you have to observe, and once you observe these things, they will get automatically stored in your memory. You get used to it, your mind gets used to it. So this is the important way to get exposed to that language, exposure. Okay, so when you read something, your mind absorbs that particular patterns automatically. You keep on reading it over a period of time, your mind will record those informations, sentence patterns, all those things, sentence formations. So number 1 is start reading, maybe on a daily basis or on a hourly basis also. You don't have to fix up an appointment. Okay, wherever possible you can start reading and then observing the sentence pattern and sentence formation. That is the first thing you have to do. Next thing is make dictionary your friend. It's very, very important. You can buy a dictionary, paper dictionary in the form of book, or you got internet, you got a lot of online dictionaries. So these dictionaries have the words as well as its meaning, as well as the phonetic pronunciation of the particular word, how the word is being split into syllables, and in which syllable the word is being stressed. So it has got all those details for you. Okay, in online dictionaries you got a lot of them. So basically what you do is you can collect new words, phrases and its meanings on a regular basis. Maybe you can say I will collect 2 to 5 words per day to start with. Okay, you collect those words and see what is its meanings, what is its meaning, and of course its syllables, where it is stressed, and importantly what is its pronunciation. Now you can make a note of them in your physical notebook. Some notebook you can start writing these things. Okay, apart from that you can also use your notepads in your smartphone and note it down. Just note it's the word which is new to you. Of course I am talking about new words you have not used in your speaking or writing till now. So the words, its meanings, and of course how it is split into syllables, and which syllable you have got to stress it, and importantly what is its pronunciation. So those things you can try and note it down. Of course phonetic symbols, you can learn phonetic symbols if you want. There are a lot of dictionaries which gives you that phonetic patterns for every word. So you can collect those words. So make dictionary your friend. Maybe randomly you can go through words. Okay, you can go through words, and whichever word you don't know or whichever word you are not currently using, note down those words in a notebook or in a notepad or whatever, and then try to concentrate on them, and importantly remember those words. That is the next point we are going to see. Develop active vocabulary. So what's going to be active vocabulary? Remember often used words in your primary memory by imagining a real-time situation. That is the trick here. So whatever word, new word, for example, let us take a word called seldom. Seldom means seldom. It is a word not often used in speaking, but the meaning of that word is never. You can say barking dogs seldom bites. That means barking dogs never bites. Seldom means never. He seldom comes to the class regularly. That means he never comes to the class regularly on time. So now you know the word seldom means never. Now note its syllables, in which syllable it has to be stressed, and all those things also you can note it down as additional information. And remember real-time environment, real-time situation. Like whenever you look at a barking dog, you can remember this word seldom now. Whenever a person is not coming regularly to class, you can remember this word seldom now. So remember this word with a real-time example. That is a trick here. So you have to develop this as an active vocabulary. There is another thing called as passive vocabulary. So what is meant by passive vocabulary? Words you know, you would have studied somewhere else, but you don't use it in your writing or speaking now. Those words are just dormant. They are just sitting idle in your subconscious or somewhere in your secondary memory. Okay. So bring those words from the passive vocabulary into the active vocabulary section of your primary memory. Start using those words in your sentences when you speak. So you have to develop this active vocabulary every day as far as possible. Try to use those new words in the correct situation when you write or when you speak. In that way, your speaking as well as writing will improve, and also your style of English will be enhanced. Okay. So next point is listen to Indian accent. I don't recommend you listen to any foreign accent, because foreigners have a different way of speaking. They have different word stressings, they have different pronunciations, they have different sentence stressings. Of course, they leave out most of the functional words. Of course, you know, a sentence is made up of functional words and informational words. So foreigners, when they speak, they concentrate mostly on the informational words. The functional words, they just leave it. They don't speak clearly. So that is why we are recommending that you have to listen to the Indian accent, because Indians, they speak like we speak, because we speak a syllable based tone actually. If you take English, it's a stress based language. It is not a syllable based language. It's a stress based language. Okay. So it could be news channels. You can watch news channels, English news channels, or you can watch Indian films made in English with English language, or you can watch films with English subtitles. But I would recommend that you listen to those English dialogues in films. And then documentaries, a lot of documentaries are there in the internet, as well as if you go to Discovery Channel or Animal Planet or whatever. If you go to those channels, you can see a lot of documentaries in English. So you can observe the difference between news reading and documentary reading. Okay, those sort of things. So again, you concentrate on the patterns, the sentence patterns, how the sentences are being formed, and what pronunciation they are doing, what is the speed they are talking. Those things you can always observe, apart from the information they are providing you. Okay. So it can be your own recorded voice also. You can speak and record your own voice and listen to your own voice, because what we speak is not what we hear actually. The tone or tenor or whatever, the pronunciation, especially the accent, what we hear is not others hear basically. Okay. So when you record it, you will hear a different tone and tenor of your own voice. You may be wondering, is this me who is speaking? Because your voice will be totally different when you are trying to record it. So observe that what are the mistakes you are making. You can correct your pronunciation, you correct your speed, okay, and your style of speaking. All those things you can observe. So listen to Indian accent, and also you can listen to your own recorded voice. That is very important. And again, others' conversation also you can listen, how others speak. All those things also you can listen and observe. Coming to the next point, we can see you have to know essential grammar. Of course, when you are exposed to a language, maybe grammar may not be so very important. Suppose you go to a country like Arabia or somewhere. If you stay there for say 6 months, within 6 months or 3 months, you will start speaking. Somehow you will start understanding and even speaking Arabic, even though you don't know the grammar of that particular language. So getting exposed is more than enough. But knowing grammar is very very important. So at least you should know the basics of parts of speech or verbs, tenses, models, active passive voice, direct indirect speeches. So I have been putting a lot of videos on these essential grammars in this channel. So if you have not watched them, you can go and watch them. So basically they will come in handy in speaking right. So if you know grammar, you can be very confident in speaking. So knowing grammar gives you the extra confidence. So you don't have the fear of making mistake, okay? So you can speak fluently and also you can speak correctly, perfectly. And knowing grammar means I am not asking you to go in depth into the grammar. No, just the essential grammar. So what is parts of speech? What are the basic verbs you are speaking in active voice? What are the verbs you are going to speak in passive voice? Okay. What are the auxiliary verbs in active voice used in active voice? What are the modal auxiliary verbs? Those sort of things. Okay. So direct and indirect speech. So all these things I have been including in this channel. I have been putting videos on them in this channel in an easy to understand way. So wherever it is, not only this channel, you can go to any channel, you can go to any grammar book, you can go to any internet, you can find any source. So find any source, but knowing the essential grammar is an important thing. I would like to say that. Okay. Next is think your thoughts in English. This is also a very interesting and important tip actually, I would say. So when you are thinking something in your mother tongue, try to think it in English. For example, you are standing in a bus stand. Then you are thinking, ஏன் பஸ் வரல, எப்போ வரும் தெரியலையே, like that you are thinking. Now think this in English. Why is the bus not coming? When will the bus come? Why is it getting late? Like that, small sentences, small questions, small informations, whichever you are thinking in your mother tongue, maybe Tamil or any other mother tongue, Telugu or whatever. Start thinking them in English. So you don't have to wait for a appointed time to practice speaking. Okay, when you are walking, you can think in English. So in that way, if you couldn't form a sentence, note it down. You can come and refer to it. Why that sentence is not being formed? What is the mistake you are making? All those things you can analyze now. Okay, so நீங்க மழை வரும் போல இருக்கு அப்படின்னா, then you can say it appears it's going to rain today, something like that. So whichever you are thinking in Tamil, because you are actually thinking so many things in your mind, okay, throughout the day in your mother tongue. So start thinking them in English. Now translate all your thoughts of your mother tongue in English wherever and whenever possible. So that is very very important tip and trick to start speaking fluently in English. Okay. The next thing is never fear to make mistakes. That is a very important thing. Okay. As I told you before, if you are trying to convert a particular sentence, you are trying to think about a sentence, you are not able to form it correctly, you are thinking there is a mistake in it, you can always refer back. Okay. So never fear to make mistakes. Even when you are speaking to somebody else, even when you are speaking with somebody else, never fear to make mistakes. So fear fires no success. Okay, it never gives you any success. Fear never gives you any success. So make mistakes once, but not twice. That is the idea. So you make a mistake, learn from that mistake. Never repeat that mistake as far as possible. Okay. So in that way, you would have completed one mistake. You have finished one mistake. So you don't make the mistake again. So never fear to make mistakes, even when you are speaking. If you make a mistake, no problem. You just correct the sentence, correct the particular pattern, and just move on. Because in speaking, that is a license. You can make mistakes, but not often. Okay. That is the point you have to remember. Next thing is start writing a diary. Actually, if you look at it, you don't have to write a diary. Basically, you can write you can start writing. That's all. Because speaking is one thing, which you are doing it in a continuous, it's actually in a continuous form. Okay. You don't have time basically. So basically what you do is you have to start writing a diary. So this lets you practice correct sentence formation at your own time and pace. Okay. So what you do is when you write, you have got enough time to think and write. your grammar should be right, etc. So you can form a sentence in your own leisure time. Okay, nobody is going to come and peep into it. When you are speaking, of course somebody is listening, so you have to speak in a fluent manner. Okay, but in writing it is always going to be that much more easier, because it's going to give you enough time. Of course you can practice whatever you are practicing while speaking, you can practice all those things in writing also. Okay, so this lets you practice correct sentence formation at your own time and pace. It gives you time at your own speed. You can start practicing writing. Of course writing is a very important skill, of course you know that, and if you write very well you can speak very well, and vice versa also. Okay, and start writing about 50 words to begin with daily. You can start with 50 words or write some 2 or 3 sentences. Maybe what you can do is, before you go to sleep, maybe that's the right time, you can write what has happened, what are the important things that have happened in that day, what are the important things that had happened in that day. You can write some 1 or 2 points or 3 or 4 points. Start writing those things. Of course idea is, you can practice, you can write about anything, whatever you are imagining, whatever you are thinking now, whatever you have to remember in future, everything you can make a note of it, but write it in English instead of writing it in any of your mother tongue. Okay, next thing is practice speaking to yourself. That is very important. Now you can speak to yourself just like I am doing. Now you are listening to me speaking. You can see that the style I am speaking is somewhat different. Maybe you have to create your own style. Okay, you can use filler words. I have been using a lot of filler words like okay, so, and that sort of things, because these filler words gives us time to think the next sentence. So you can use filler words, you can use sound gaps like that sort of thing. Okay, now you can actually prolong that, you can repeat the sentences. Okay, so you can again give a new meaning to the sentence, explain the sentence briefly. So these are the tricks or tips or techniques in which you can speak English fluently, because the person listening to you should not be aware that you are searching for words. Okay, see, now I am using this word okay, so many times. Why I am doing this? Because I want a time gap, I want a gap to think the next line or next sentence or the next word that I am going to speak. Okay, so in that way you can use filler words, you can use sound gaps as necessary. So main thing is you use your own speed. Maybe I am talking a bit speed, I am talking a bit fast, I would think. So I have to reduce down, I have to reduce my speed. I am trying to do it, but maybe you have to set your own speed, the speed in which you are comfortable with. Okay, and you have to use the stressing, the word stressings, and the modulation. What sort of modulation you are using, what is the pitching you are using, high pitch, low pitch, that sort of things. Of course intonations. Okay, that is high pitch actually. And create your own style, that is very important. You have to create your own style. Everybody has got their own style in speaking. Nobody can mimic anybody's style, then it will become a mimicry. Okay, you can't mimic, you can't blindly follow what others are speaking, how others are speaking. No, you have to observe those styles and techniques, how others speak, listen and observe to others conversation, and try to speak. Okay, so you develop your own skill. So practice speaking to yourself. You don't need anybody else to speak. Of course it is nice if you have somebody, some speaking partner is there for you, you can speak with them, that is fine. But when you are alone, when you don't have an partner to speak, all you have to do is just speak to yourself. You are your best partner, and you can always speak to yourself, and it is not going to actually prevent you from doing it. Okay, so practice speaking to yourself is a very important step. And last but not the least, record your voice and listen. This is very important. So whenever you speak, you record it using a voice recorder in the smartphone or whatever. Just record your voice and listen to it. So you hear your own voice and to correct and feel comfortable with your accent. So when you listen to your own voice, you will feel more comfortable to speak with others, because you are confident that you can speak. So observe how I am speaking. Okay, then what you do is you convert it into your own style, record it, and observe how your voice looks like, how your voice sounds like when you hear it. Okay, So these are the 10 major commandments, or I would say 10 major steps you should incorporate when you try to speak English, to start with, I would say. And definitely, when you follow these 10 steps, you are never going to fail. Okay, you are going to improve your English. You are going to enhance your confidence in speaking English. Not only speaking, it will also enhance your writing skills. Of course, listening skills also, because you are listening to Indian accents, you are listening to others speaking, you are listening to your own voice. So you get all these things. Of course, reading also counts. So all the four linguistic abilities are mixed and matched. When they are mixed and matched correctly, then English is such a wonderful language. I would say it's a very simple language. It's a very interesting language, and I think there is going to be no difficulty for you to speak in it in a very short span of time. So I wish you very happy reading and very happy speaking. Okay. So I think this video would have been more beneficial to you. I have shared most of the tips I know with you. I think this video would have been beneficial to you. So if you like this video, like, share, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon, choose the all options. Support me, encourage me, and motivate me for all my efforts. So till we meet again, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.